I'm in the lead. I just went. It just happened. And now it's done, and it is what it is. I was prepared for like storms and like lightning and everything, but it was a lot better.
Just in tune with the wind today, like knowing, okay, this hole's going to be pretty hard to get today, and this wind is making it even more difficult.
4 down through 5, and I missed the putt on the first hole. I feel like you want to get those birdies in before heading into the woods. Oh, they are super hard. If you miss your line like this much, you can be OB easily, and I think you can take a like 8 on every hole on there, so they are hard. You need to focus on every shot.
I feel like I really understand what the course is asking for, feel confident in my game plan, and just going to focus on that.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Open at Austin. We're at Harvey Penick Disc Golf Course. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Huggies. I feel like you missed a couple of opens in there.
Yeah, there was a lot and I knew I needed something, but I wasn't sure where it went.
Actually, I think we're 2 sultry spoonbills, thanks to Reddit now.
Yes, we are.
I don't know what noise do they make.
We're going into this stormy day with Kat Mertsch. 100% Circle 1X putting in round 1. She shot 10-20, 76% of the time finding the fairway, 56% of the time finding Circle 2, giving herself lots of looks for birdie.
Henna Blomroos was on my card yesterday. It was fun to watch her shoot 6 down, 81% actually. Fairway hits landing in Circle 2 78% of the time and 75 in Circle 1X.
Kristin Tattar, you guys know her, 76% of the time hitting the fairway, 72 Circle 2 in regulation. Wow, that's a lot of looks for birdie. That's insane. And 75% of the time scrambling if she did find herself off the fairway. And that is great out here on this Harvey Penick Disc Golf Course.
And Catrina Allen, I believe, shooting a 4 down, 90% fairway hits, 72% also Circle 2, and scrambling 100% of the time. So impressive in these new technical wooded holes.
She probably only had to scramble once yesterday. She was just in the fairway, I swear.
Well, she did it, 100%.
Yeah.
Hole 1 is a par 3. It's 320 feet. You are shooting over this ravine. Doesn't really come into play unless you really mess up. At 320, everyone is looking to draw this thing up. It's just kind of a straight shot with a little bit of a hyzer finish. Some of those trees can get in the way on your putting if you're not careful. The wind was not too bad today. I should say that we did have an hour kind of lightning delay early on, so we are playing a bit later in the day, but conditions were much better than yesterday. Owen Scoggins tied with Catrina Allen on the chase card, immediately gets in the circle on hole 1.
Just some light mist to begin the day, but otherwise nothing too crazy. We were expecting lots of thunderstorms and lots of rain, but thankfully it held up.
Missy Gannon at 3 down, puts it even closer than Owen. I bet anything that was a thrasher.
Owen starting off the day with a birdie.
And as Kristin said in her interview, you do want to get these birdies early. The first 5 are all, I don't want to say easy. Anyone in the field can get any of the first 5. Kat Mertsch starting us off the hot round yesterday at 7 down. What'd you say, 10-20?
Yep, 10-20. Wow. And we said it yesterday during Waco, top 5 was having to shoot 1,000 rated to be in that position.
Pretty amazing. This is a champion TL. Goes a little bit deep. Oh, that's a mean mug.
She's got her serious face on, business face. I'm excited to watch Henna. She is one of the best disc throwers right now in the FPO field. She has just the most consistent backhand ever. She does these little standstill approach shots that are deadly with her rock.
Yesterday, she said, I asked, what'd you throw on this really great turnover shot? And she said, a destroyer. And I said, is it really flippy or are you just super strong? She says, I'm a noodle arm. Dead serious. She says, perfect technique. And it was a flippy destroyer. She goes champion Thunderbird here, and I think she's inside the circle. It's just funny because no one else on the planet would describe Henna as a noodle arm.
Not a single day in our lives.
Maybe like al dente, like not cooked pasta, you know, still got some stability. Kristin going orbit rive, same as yesterday. That looks great.
Almost in the bullseye.
And rounding out her lead card. She was Rookie of the Year in 2011. She's a two-time world champion and a five-time open champion. Sponsored by PDGA and Swatch. Catrina Allen.
Katrina shooting 5, just as I said.
I'm excited to see how everyone competes today with the conditions like this if it stays.
Much less wind today.
Yeah, what do we think? What are we projecting here? I feel like
I already said yesterday, I think double digits
You think
is
so?
possible in calm.
Wow.
Possible. But
Yeah.
like you'd have to get
It's
through
out
the
there.
woods pretty clean.
Yep. Like Henna said, you can double or triple any wooded hole.
Yeah, I think she said 8s.
Quads.
Yeah.
Cat giving it a soft bid. Didn't have a lot of room to work the hyzer, so that almost had to be kind of knifey.
Henna undercommitted on her first putt of the day.
And she's going to have some work to do.
The old noodle. That's what they were all yelling at her when she missed that putt.
Boo noodle.
Oh, man.
No.
Gotta just be nerves.
We watched this happen to Own yesterday, and if it can happen to Own, it can happen to anyone.
It's a really good point that I'm going to tell myself next time. Katrina in for the birdie. Great start. Is she now 5 down? All right. I think I was right before.
We're on this gray day. We are definitely trying to get caught up. So
Yeah.
excuse all the silence that we have as we get warmed up, basically. I think Cat Mertsch is going to walk away with the par.
Checking in again on the chase card ahead at hole 2. I'm going to go forehand flex here.
Oh my gosh, her shots just look like they're turned
I
over.
thought I was going to go straight into the railing.
Me too.
And it's really good, actually. She is a little bit pinned on that, what would you call that? Little tree well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Treewell.
Yeah.
It's poetic.
Thank you.
Missy correcting from yesterday. We saw her throw one out of bounds, but she gets one right in the middle, this time safe. It's a little on the short side, maybe a little pinch, but she can very easily get a birdie.
Ooh, forehand Missy.
Mm-hmm. That was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all you need. Oh,
That's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly all you need.
Mhm.
A little bit more would be nice. Look at Own's mini on top of the little
well.
block. Yeah. Ooh, she's going for it.
yes, she is. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
She's right outside circle 2. Super easy birdie. And potential eagle.
Mm-hmm. Missy trying to go around that tree. She does squeak right by it and ends up right outside the bullseye.
Own with a real soft bid. Almost layup-y.
I hope you can all hear the slightly haunting ice cream truck music in the background. It's been going for a while. You're not crazy.
You could probably hear my stomach growling too because I really want to go outside and grab some.
I'll take it. Go on.
All right, Erika for the next 2 holes. I will be back.
Own 2 for 2, not enough. Looks like she's trying to get a third here. Mm-hmm.
I really like the sidearm play on this hole because there's so much more room. But Missy with this hyzer flip,
Man, that pushed so straight for so long.
yeah, that's beautiful. And I really like the positioning, having this uphill putt instead of any sort of death or cross putt. Neighborhood kids must live right next door.
Right next door.
Or some hungry neighborhood adults. Valerie Mandujano.
Also a perfect 3 for 3 start.
A lot of people had a hot start today.
Yeah, ladies coming out to play.
Yeah, it was very impressive to see how clean everyone was straight out the gate. But these are the ones that you have to get. You want to come out of the first 4 or 5 holes, 2 or 3 down. You're feeling good.
At least.
At least. Yeah, look at all these under par scores on the round.
Allie Smith on my card, a perfect 4 for 4 start.
Now
I
we'll
guess
watch-
not totally perfect because you can eagle this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Allie.
Yeah, get perfect.
God.
Try it. But we are going to look at hole 2 now. This is where the lead card is as we watched Missy and Owen take birdies on hole 3, 680 feet. You just watched Missy and Owen play it. You don't have to bite off too much on the tee in order to have a shot to the green, actually. But this is definitely one of the softer holes for getting a birdie. You don't have to do anything too crazy. Your second shot can even be only 100 feet, and it'll work.
I think the temptation is just going too big on the first 2 shots in a row.
Chasing the eagle.
Yeah, chasing the eagle.
No one can catch an eagle, but I bet a few can today.
Kristin with a great forehand. Pretty similar to yesterday.
I am happy, and I know it about this round. And the calm wind.
Catrina takes an appropriate amount, I think, off the backhand, not getting too crazy.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Cat taken to the sky. A
I've
little
not
spiky.
seen this, but it works great.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
Clap
just
your hands for that one.
Henna's so good at these flip-up shots. That looks like a slower disc and lands with a little splash right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, she's going champion rock 3. She
does.
did go OB on this one yesterday and saved a birdie.
Cat looks like she's holding something a little slower as well. She's going to go for the easy 4.
Yeah, I think that's smart. You have to be in a pretty prime position to want to go for the eagle here.
Yep, she's going game plan mode.
Catrina, can't tell. Looks like she's... Ooh, roller?
Sick. So sick. Flip up.
Yeah, there is OB that she's headed towards. It needs to curl.
It is curling.
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
That's awesome. She's going to be in circle 2. Catrina, one of, I think, the most technical backhand roller throwers out there.
I like that she's just drying her disc off like she didn't just do something absolutely unbelievable. I would be just praising the heavens.
Just actually jumping up
Did
and down.
everyone see that?
Look at me.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rolls back just in the nick of time. Putting for eagle.
Henna in a good spot and so good at the turnover.
I can't remember if they pulled the OB on the left side a little bit further out, but I love that there's more space over there so you can go for it comfortably. Henna's disc lands a little sharper on the Anheuser angle than she wants, so it doesn't get as much skip, but thankfully it is safe.
Easy birdie. Kristin looking like the same play as yesterday, kind of pulling it to the outside edge of this green and giving herself a very long look and once again an easy birdie. Not trying to get too greedy, just guarantee the birdie. Because this shot is not a gimme. Those
No.
trees are definitely in the way enough that you have to navigate them smartly, and the OB comes up pretty close behind it. Cat making short work of that. Perfect.
Just a standstill little putter or mid shot. Henna's eagle putt, very Anheuser, and she's not trying anything crazy. Respect.
Still leaves it about the same distance putt that we saw her struggle with on the last hole. We'll see if she can cash that in.
We saw a double in birdie rate on hole 1, but it kept about the same today, almost half the field getting this one.
Catrina. Just a touch short on her eagle bid. But what a highlight roller. Henna for birdie. There we go. Great correction.
Yeah, and a nice little confidence builder, shaking off the nerves. There were no eagles today.
Oh, okay. Surprised.
Just 25 birdies.
Yeah, half the field, pretty much. Probably like 47.9%.
It's hard to go nuts here when it is such an easy birdie to get.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I think a lot of the morning players had to play that hole in pretty rough conditions as well. We did have some heavy showers earlier.
Yeah, the delay
Helped a little.
Mitigated it quite a bit. It was mostly just misty, and then you see all of the water on the ground kind of kick up. So it was mostly just the ground play was different than it has been. I'm stoked that she's in bounds.
Yep, this is the chase card on hole 4. Yesterday we had an absolute ripping headwind. Today you can just let the disc do the work. You want to come in nice and soft because the OB comes up so fast on the backside.
Yeah, the wind today, there's probably like, 5-ish mile per hour winds, maybe up to 10 gusts, but nothing that you had to think too hard about. Own.
Okay.
4 for 4. You got a regional bird?
Oh, yeah, the crested caracara.
Wow. We love that.
We
One
do.
for Missy as well. I would love it if we just had pictures of the birds that popped up.
If you guys would like to, if you have time, you should look up this bird
Yeah.
because it's one of the coolest looking birds in the United States.
Fantastic. Jomez, an educational video series.
Let's go back to the lead card on hole 3, 275.
Real quick, we have a Patreon winner for a giveaway. Donnie Parker, congratulations for getting the giveaway disc that we're giving you today.
We're going to give her the win away.
Give her the win away.
Donnie, you did it.
Hey. Hole 3 is a par 3, 275. We have already seen it. OB green short. They did take away the OB on the right side. Otherwise, the same tee from last year. The pin is a bit shorter. This one is the first one that feels like a true gimme. Like, you can definitely miss it with the hill. Sometimes you get some skips on there and leave yourself a longer putt. But if you don't have a putt on this one, you're not feeling the best.
You're like, oops, I just made a big mistake.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oops.
Early out of Katrina's hand. Checks up before the OB, though.
Almost a big mistake, now just a tiny one.
What do you think Jen is thinking about in that Zuka ad?
I know
we know what Yuli's thinking.
They went polar opposite from last year.
Oh, Cat Mertsch. Bullseye hit.
From big cheesy smiles to very serious, model-esque.
I don't know. Jen looks contemplative.
She definitely does.
Like, what is she thinking about? The beauty of nature? Henna trying to flip this one up. It pushes nice and straight. Another champion rock 3. She's inside the circle.
Katrina just trying to get up and down here. Make sure this disc does not roll away on the very steep incline of the green. That's great.
Kristin from 38 feet. Uphill bid. Just needs to make sure to get this high and not hit the cage.
Ooh.
1 inch high.
Just over 40% of the field getting this one. And I think it's largely due in part to this sloped green. It makes for some funky footing.
It's just also easy to get kind of the skip if you throw the backhand down the hill if you're not too careful. Henna with another good connection on the putting green. Gets the birdie. Cat with a bullseye tapping for birdie also.
cleaning up as we move on to the downhill hole that we just watched Chase Card play. They, in the meantime, are on hole 5, the last hole in the Open.
Yeah, we're just trying to give you guys real-time check-ins as, you know...
As it goes down.
As it goes down. Thank you.
This is Missy and Owen both throwing from the drop zone area where you have to throw your tee shot. It's a very technical shot, and you're happy when you get here, especially if it's windy. Today, though, Missy's trying to throw it in. That's what she wants.
She comes up a little bit short.
Owen and Missy both going to be at the bottom of the hill, almost out of bounds.
Wow.
But almost doesn't mean anything.
What was the bird? Crested?
Cara.
Now wearing a little golden sombrero. Missy can't get them all. I mean, Owen can.
It hurts to get big putted by Owen, and it just happens all the time.
Just all the time.
It's just part of life. Never gets easier.
I was literally nervous. We were practice putting on the same basket this morning, warming up. I got nervous.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at PowerDGA.com.
Hole 4, 350 feet downhill. No wind today. Yay. There's out of bounds on this green. You just got to get over the top of it, but barely, because you don't want to sail past this basket or come in with any amount of speed. The OB is only, 28 feet behind the basket?
Yeah, circle's edge.
Yep. So it comes into play quickly. You can throw a hyzer. You can throw something low and flat that gets some good ground play. There's also plenty of room for a big sidearm, and I kind of like that spike sidearm play if you got it.
Cat going backhand with a Color Glow AVR 3 putter.
Love this play.
Yeah, I like the right side, kind of gentle fade. Cat inside the circle putting for another birdie. Henna also going putter here, S-line P2. A little lower out of her hand than Cat. And she... is flirting with that green. Looks like she got a cross.
Yep, barely squeaks over the top.
Oh, he's not sure. Hey.
Kristin threw a sidearm on this one yesterday. Looks like we're going to see that play again.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice play because there's more room on the right. That is fading a little bit farther away from the pin and shorter than you'd like.
Oh. Not quite fully committed, and that is getting a lot of ground action.
Down. That's close. Oh, it's out.
Ooh.
Dang.
Pinned on the back side of the stake.
Catrina opting for the backhand. Looks like a good line. It's fading a lot. Needs to check up here. That's great. I love the slow speed backhand play.
Henna in circle 3, looking down, very downhill at the basket, not probably doing anything crazy here. A really great layup. There were 14 birdies today, about a quarter of the field getting this one. So fun to throw, but it's not necessarily an easy shot.
No, but it is enjoyable, you're right. Yep. Kristin from edge of circle 2, trying to save par. Oh, I thought she had it.
And this is a great example of how quickly a hole can turn into a bogey on this course. It's not one you would ever even consider necessarily
No,
bogeying.
You're thinking, yeah, birdie, no problem. I'll get a putt.
And boom, you're 1 inch out of bounds and not able to save the par.
Solid run for Catrina's birdie bid, just an inch short from circle 2. Cat Mertsch up from about 26 feet, we'll call it.
3 in a row.
Nice.
Business turkey.
A little smile. Mm-hmm. Little wild bangs. Not full business.
Mm-hmm. I think it's impossible to go full business in a visor. It's impossible.
You're right. Yeah, they've done studies.
Kristin makes good on her bogey save. Everyone else just going to tap in for par.
A little bit of a walk to the next hole.
Let's see where everyone's sitting as the chase card goes into the woods and the lead card has one more out in the open.
At Cat Mertsch hanging on to solo first here. Owen Scoggins, perfect 5 for 5 start.
Wow.
That's all you could ever want in solo second. Here we go, hole 5. The same hole as last year, one of the few. You can see this wiggly out of bounds line on the left, though I can't remember, is the drop zone new?
No.
Okay, if you go OB, here's a drop zone right here. You can save a par from there, which is really nice. You see forehands off the tee, you see backhand turnovers. You see it all, honestly. You do not need to get that much distance off the tee to be able to cross and go for birdie on the second shot. I would say the most common mistake is blasting past the basket, making sure that you're really safe, and then leaving yourself a bit of a death putt on the way back.
This shot is so much less scary when there's no wind. We had a head kind of crosswind yesterday that made you really think about it. Cat just blowing through all the trees. She's going to have a very straightforward up and down, nice and open. Henna following suit.
Yeah, Henna, I think she threw it even better yesterday. That's still a great shot, plenty of distance. Catrina going sidearm. This is kind of a nice, safe way to try to stay in bounds as long as you throw it far enough. There's one kind of dip right here that can catch a sidearm if it's too short. Oh. And I'm sure she was so close there.
Yeah, she turned it just a little bit more than I'm sure she wanted.
Let's see if Kristin can correct here. She's going orbit rive.
Very safe shot. And some good distance as well.
Yeah, that's plenty far enough to attack for birdie. Sidearm, sidearm again. She did the same thing yesterday. Bit farther today than yesterday.
Nice full flight. Comes in kind of hot, but checks up inside the circle.
Yeah, great shot. Henna lining up the backhand here. Oh, she's so good at those
I could watch
shots.
that all day.
I know. Beautiful.
Just so low, so linear, so punchy.
Yeah, there's so many times where she releases a disc on a hyzer and you think, oh, that's going to fade out. And then it goes perfectly straight forever and nestles. And you're like, I don't know anything. Catrina hangs it out wide, does check up in circle 2.
And that's going to be a very tricky par save.
Cat squatting, getting ready.
Getting in the legs engaged for this standstill.
It's a good thing she squatted. That barely had enough legs. Catrina up first for her birdie bid. Nearly 50 feet.
She canned like 2 or 3 circle 2 putts yesterday.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
Dunks it. Let's see it again. I heard this cheer on the course. The people loved it.
Just the perfect timing for that hyzer.
And would have stayed close if she missed. Literally the perfect run. And the perfect calm walk it in.
Yeah.
I was like a freak. I like run. I'm like, oh my God, look. I did it.
Kristin making good for her birdie. Bouncing back from the bogey on the previous hole. There were 20 birdies on this hole today. 40% of the field getting it.
Yeah, quite a bit easier than yesterday. Cat kind of hyzered out of her hand. Henna from just outside the bullseye for another birdie.
having 3 birdies going into the woods feels nice. Speaking of the woods, let's watch the chase card on the very first woods hole, hole 6.
Love that line off the tee. Nice flex forehand. This is one we saw 1 birdie yesterday from Rebecca Cox, and it is something special. Feels more like an eagle.
This second shot is so demanding for the backhand. The sidearm's not it, though, because that OB on the right side does come into play pretty quickly. Owen makes good of it, though, and throws something fast, and that's just great.
Is she gonna? 6
She
for
is.
6. This is not one you are so happy with a par here. You're fine with a bogey here.
Yeah.
Not Owen. 6 for 6.
6 for 6, and she's only the second person to birdie that this weekend.
And keep in mind that Cat Mertsch through the hot round at 7 down. Owen already at 6. That's wild.
That is wild.
I want more fire emojis on Owen.
Here's the hole we just watched Owen birdie at 535 feet. 70% of the field bogeying this one yesterday. And it's mostly that OB line on the right-hand side. You catch any of these fairway trees and you can find it so easily. And it's not a gimme up and down after that. Like Henna said, this can turn into an 8 really fast. There's a lot of trees. There's that one OB line. But basically, you're just trying to keep it in the middle and cut the hole into little sections. Par 4 might be a little tweenery on this hole for the FPO field. Like I said, it averaged a full stroke over par yesterday.
And I think the temptation is kind of what Henna just did, to go a little bit too big off of the tee shot. Henna gonna be in the middle, but a little shorter than he won. Kristin caught up early yesterday, makes the correction. I think this is probably the safest line.
But look at that. She caught one tree.
I know.
What? She's like 3 feet from OB?
Yes, I said safest. Did not say safe.
There's no safe shot on this hole. That is one. I don't want to say it's a complaint. Kat thankfully kicks early enough that the OB line is not quite in play yet. But that's maybe my one critique for these holes, is that there's not really a way to play safe with how close the OB is on the right side.
Yeah, we see Catrina finds it. I don't know, you could throw a putter 150 feet. So boring.
That's not even safe.
No.
It's not.
It's
There's
not.
no safe.
You're right.
You got to go. You got to send it.
Well, they gave us a lot of birdies to start.
That's
so
true.
I don't hate that these are very hard.
Me too. It says a lot that they're still enjoyable to play while being very demanding. Kat with a nice little dancy forehand that checks up. Catrina throwing 3. She's still probably, if I had to guess, 280 maybe from the pin, 250. But it's a really demanding angle, so she's not trying to do anything crazy here.
I would almost say closer to 3 from there. 280 sounds nice. I'll just agree
In the
with
woods,
you.
it plays longer.
Yeah.
Kristin going real aggressive, and I love this.
Yeah. I like that it's nice and low. Get some good ground play just outside the circle for a birdie.
That was so impressive. So good.
Henna, is she lining up the Heiser or the Anheuser? Anheuser.
We don't see a lot of forehands from Henna, and that was great. It's exactly what you need.
Just a little bit burned, but I mean, yeah, no problem. Cat throwing 3, fairly open lane for the hole, not
But
quite able to
demanding.
turn it, and it really danced in there. Look at it hanging by one twig.
It's a Christmas ornament.
Yeah. Look at it. Catrina throwing her 4th after the OB, going turnover sidearm. That's looking great. Wow.
Wow. She's a forehand technician this weekend.
Yeah, she has thrown some really touchy shots. No 2-meter rule. Cat just marking it underneath.
From the trees, and it will go back into the air. Never touching the ground.
Little undercommitted there from Kat, but she gets away with it. It was an awkward angle.
And you can see how a par doesn't feel awful here. It's
Yeah.
not great, but it's...
I would
there's
say it
so
feels
much,
nice.
Yeah, there's so much that can happen. Henna just laying up for her bogey.
It averaged a full stroke over par yesterday. Did you already say what it is today?
No, 75% of the field bogey or worse, so worse today.
Whoa.
1.2.
Kristin with a huge birdie there. Super wide straddle putt. Let's see it again.
Kristin, the second birdie of the day and the third of the weekend.
Wow.
God.
So good.
So much power from that really wide straddle stance.
Highlight birdie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina coming back for a bogey.
Solid.
In my mind, if I make it, my goal honestly is just par for the 3 woods holes here. And if I'm 1 over through these 3, I'm not mad about it.
No, definitely not. Yeah, we're going to watch Catrina, Kat, and Henna all take bogeys. And you can see it wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't even call it sloppy. It's just kind of catching one tree.
Checking back in with the chase card ahead at the next hole. Own throwing kind of into the trees, but she gets away with it.
Yeah, she's trying to go flex backhand up that left side.
You can see this one tree in the center that really just messes with you. This is my preferred line, although I don't think I've ever thrown it that well. Missy,
Wow.
beautiful shot.
Just breaks right in front of the tree, flexes back perfectly.
For a second, I thought Owen was going to make this. This
Oh
is her
my
first par of the round on hole 7. Wild.
That approach was so close to going into. Missy with a great birdie.
And crazy that 5 down through 7 isn't the hot round for Missy. Kristin gonna overtake Henna with that birdie. Own in a tie for first right now with that 6 down through 7. Hole 7, we just saw it. You can go around this tree on either side. You can go forehand, you can go backhand. It's a pretty tight tunnel. The only error you can't make is ending up on the right side, which is out of bounds. Left side is better. Forehand, Anheuser, I think, is a great play. The backhand works, but I think there's more risk of catching a tree and kicking to the right.
Yeah, this is a hole that you come with a game plan. Am I going to go big? Am I going to go for birdie here? Or am I going to kind of throw it softer and give myself just a long putt?
Yeah. Unlike the other 2 wooded holes, this one, a bogey does feel rough. Like you should at least par this one. Kristin, you can see, I don't want to say take some off, but it was definitely more of a conservative play. And it tries to flip it up. It's not quite turning enough, but it works fine.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Cat doing that.
No.
No.
I think it's in.
Oh, yes, it is. Cool.
Dang, she definitely deserved to be a bit more rewarded. That was a great shot. That was that Champion Glow Thunderbird that she is attuned to.
Catrina got a little slippage on the tee pad and yanks that one over. It's fine, though. She can still get up and down for par here.
Yeah, definitely not the upshot you want.
But the forehand technician is here. She at least gives herself a long putt. Man, I hate that got caught up at the end.
Yeah, just that's disc golf though. Game of inches. Henna looking like a soft bid.
Yeah, flexing that sidearm again. There were 6 birdies on the hole today. I feel like that stat could just improve or not every day. No rhyme or reason. It's one of those holes that you just get it or you don't. You know?
I do. Kristin. Super long run. Looked great the whole way. Catches some metal. Gonna be a par.
Ooh, Cat giving it a bid.
Yeah. You just get it or you don't. That can just be, let's just record that. Do it for every flyover. Hole 8. You get it or you don't.
Mm-hmm. Hole 9. You get it or you don't.
Yeah, that's true. Gosh, hole 9 is like that.
Catrina, unfortunately, going to have to walk away with a bogey after having a rough scramble. Everyone else going to walk away with their pars.
She's back to even par on the round. Everyone else under so far on the lead card. And Shay's card doing work.
It really is incredible that Missy's 5 down is not enough to be the hot. And,
Right?
and she's still even struggling to get in the top 3. It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
A mere year ago, things were different.
A simpler time.
Hole 8, 570 feet, the final of the new wooded holes this year. But we used part of a fairway from one of last year's wooded holes. Your first shot, you just want to throw a sidearm and land somewhere in that clumping of trees. Your next shot, you have to make a choice. Do you want to go for the green and try to get that birdie? Or do you just want to lay up to the mouth of the gap and give yourself a really easy jump putt? This is another one that averaged as a full stroke over par yesterday. So we might see a lot of people adjusting their game plan today.
A lot of people just gonna don't on this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not gonna.
Not gonna do it. Gonna not.
Kristin looks almost good, but it trickles over to the right side. She'll be a little pinched. May not be able to go for the green from there.
Yeah, but you really only need to pitch up to the
Yep.
tunnel. Kind of like you said.
Henna gets caught up, and that's pretty classic. We've all had to throw scramble shots from that little area.
Cat with that Champion Glow Thunderbird,
Ooh.
turning it really nicely.
I feel like I don't see a ton of backhands on this
No,
hole. That was pretty.
That's a tougher shot than it looks. It's risky. Cat loves it.
Just cheesing.
Little shrug. I don't know. Feeling cute. Might throw back in.
Katrina was trying to go the outside route. She early releases inside, gets a big ground play as well, and she's going to be just kind of trapped.
Yeah,
on
but
that
she
right
really
side.
just needs to throw to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oof. Henna in jail. Look at all those little tiny tree jail bars. This is really hard from Catrina. Like, that is not a big gap to be throwing an Anheuser through.
She's still going to have to decide whether she wants to just chip up to the entrance of the tunnel. And we see Kristin doing just that.
Right in the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Ooh, that looks like a fastest.
Yeah, it looks like Katrina's lining this one up to at least give herself a look.
Love that.
Mm-hmm, me too. It's most of the way down there.
Yeah, it'll be tricky over there, but I really do respect going for it there.
Henna just a pretty small pitch out there. Cat, this is her drive. This is a huge drive. She's able to navigate the tunnel really effectively with some tree love.
Wow. That is rare to find people inside circle 1 on this one. It averaged a full stroke over par yesterday. Today, only 3 people getting into circle 1.
Cat's drive was the farthest I've seen on the hole. Mm-hmm. And similar story. Gets a little nice tree kick and is inside the circle, it looks like, or maybe just outside. Hard to tell.
It's great to rescue a bogey with a pitch out on this hole. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Kristin's third gets caught, doesn't get the nice kick.
And that's why the pitch up to the tunnel play can bite you. But the worst you're going to do here is a bogey. And we know Kristin can sink this outside circle 2 putt.
Dang. That looked great. 1 inch low.
Kat with no putting opportunity, sadly, here. And she's going to have to settle for bogey.
Yeah, kind of rough. 3 in a row bogeys, which can happen easily in these wooded holes. We're going to move back out into the open. A lot more scoring opportunities available.
Henna kind of yanking that putt, trying to save the bogey, but she's going to have to settle for double, and that can happen on any of these holes. This is the type of, these 3 holes are the ones you just kind of have to put your head down and move on.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
Yep. Dang. Not Kat Mertsch, though.
Nope.
Birdie, baby.
One of only 2 birdies on the day today. Ezra Midling also getting it.
Sweet.
This hole did play a little easier today with the FPO field. Probably more people trying a new game plan.
Man. That's a rough one to miss. Henna with the triple.
Does everyone feel the weight?
I feel it.
I feel it. It's heavy.
I want the ice cream truck to come back and lift my spirits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, rough one if you look at anyone else besides Kat Mertsch.
We'll watch the chase card wrap up their front 9. Owen does a great job of navigating the little safe landing zone between the green and the left side OB. Yesterday, we watched her have just the absolute best luck in the world. Today, she's opting for a little bit more of a safe route, pushing it way more right, and she's in the bullseye.
That's 1,000% safer than yesterday, where she hit the curb and rolled back in. But made a good putt. Squeaked it over.
And
Easy
what
birdie
a
to
front
move
9.
7 down through the front 9.
Not quite as many colors on the front 9 as we saw yesterday. Everyone kind of cleaning it up a little bit.
Well, it was less windy.
It was way less windy.
How do you paint with the colors of the wind if there's no wind to paint with? Hole 9 is a par 4. It's only 5'10", but very tricky. OB green straight ahead. You are trying to land either past the green or to the left of it in between the green and the OB. Not quite a cart path. I don't know. Dirt cart path? Then you can see it gets really pinched up here through the neck and the head of this hole. Backhand, I think, is a great play. You could make a sidearm work, but you don't really see that a ton. It's really easy to let the mistakes compound on this one. The hole is almost the same as old 18 last year, but I think the tee is in a better position to let us attack this one, which is really nice.
Yeah, last year we were having to throw just absolute max distance shots to barely get to the green, whereas this year you can go over the green if you're feeling yourself and really shorten that approach shot.
And it's just easier to land to that left side that we saw Kat and Owen land, and Kristin now. Catrina trying to clean up the round after those bogeys. That's a really solid drive as well. Look at the grouping on these. Henna better land right next to them, I swear.
Let's watch Henna get a birdie too. Come on. Let's watch this bounce back. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it could be closer to theirs. Everyone in a really good position to attack here.
Henna, I would say, probably has about 300 feet left uphill, maybe a little less.
It's less. It just feels
far.
like a lot. Like, you see a lot of fairway shots, even though I think it's closer to like 225, 250.
Yeah. And that's a really great little reaction on that side hill. Checks up nicely inside the circle. She'll be putting for birdie.
Kat up next. Gives this one some height. It is churning towards out of bounds, unable to come back. She will have a long bid to save par, it looks like. Catrina also turning it over too much. It's an easy mistake to make on this hole. And she did not cross on the other side. She'll have to take it from the neck. Kristin, you can tell how much easier this hole gets if you get that little bit of extra distance off the tee.
And that's a really nice little Stockheiser approach shot. Almost
Beautiful.
to the bullseye.
Catrina throwing 4. Just a little sidearm chip shot. 110 feet, we'll call it. That's in the bullseye. 4 bogeys in a row, though, is a rough way to end the front 9. Still
Almost.
possible to get under par, though.
Yeah, almost half the field bogeying this one, though. I think holes 6 through 8 are really where you have to buckle down. Actually, 6 through
This one is hard
11.
for... Yeah.
are the hard ones, I think. Like
Yep.
the really hard ones.
Yep. Buckle up. Buckle down.
Buckle down.
Buckle any way you want. Just buckle.
Just
What a par save from Kat. She buckled.
She sure did. Henna, let's get some birdie redemption here.
It's that same distance that she's kind of been struggling with today. We've seen her make several, but that just a little left side. Not looking confident on the green here.
Kristin, another birdie. Another nice little bounce back for her on the front 9.
Par usually feels good on this one, but tough when you execute the first shot so well. Catrina going to be 2 over on the front. Like I said, so many birdies still to come. Redemption is possible. Let's check in one more time before we end the front 9 with Own ahead on hole 10, which is a island hole.
And not quite getting over on that one enough. That's going to find OB.
Oh, I thought I might bounce back for. And that is a mandatory drop zone. Pretty friendly drop zone, though.
Yeah.
We're not usually this close to try to save par.
40 feet downhill. Own sends it. And stay safe. Barely.
Yeah, makes good on the comebacker.
An impressive bogey putt.
I'm going to be 5 down after that bogey. Let's check in with the rest of the scorecard. Maybe 6 down, actually, because that's math. Kat Mertsch 3 down, holding on to the lead after Own got that bogey. Kristin Tattar 3 down, enough for solo 3rd. Missy Gannon 5 down through 10, moving up to solo 4th.
Valerie Manjano also up there in the top 5, 3 down through 10. Henna slipping down a little bit from our lead card status with a +2, but we move out into the open, and that's where she really shines. So we could see her really turn things around on the back 9.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, we have some more sunshine, or not sunshine, but no more rain in the forecast.
Yep.
It stays nice and warm and nice calm conditions. So come hang with us on the back at Harvey Penick Disc Golf Course at the Open up at Austin. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Huggies.
Hug.
Hug.